Hello, everybody. Welcome. Today, we have a very special guest. We have my boy, Ray. Yo, what is good, my brother?
What's good? What's good? How you guys doing?
So Ray, he's actually from my hometown. Like from New York. So this one definitely hits home. Um, let me just start this off by just asking, like, Ray, like, we're both from New York City, public school. Why did you get started into high ticket ecom?
Yeah. Um, Mainly the reason I didn't like working for someone else. Um, like throughout the years, I guess I would say starting maybe like 2020, 2021, I was in college and then I always had something behind me that was like,
For
I
sure.
can't do this. And then yeah, I was just exploring different options. I was actually doing the high ticket drop shipping model at the previous job that I was working at. And then from there, I was able to realize that I could do it on my own.
I forgot when you first came into the program and when we first met, you were in an e-commerce job and you
Yeah,
were like drop shipping a little bit for them. And you're like, wait, how do I do this for myself?
yeah,
Uh, can you give the audience just a little background of like that experience of like, how did you even get set up into that company? Did you start with low ticket drop shipping first, or was like this job that opened your eyes into it? Like, how does that come from?
yeah. So that happened because there's a point around like 2023 where I was broke. I had nothing, and I was like losing out my like the rest of my funds. So I started to apply for jobs, and all of a sudden I just put a resume. I put in like my experience with like Amazon FBA, my email marketing agency, and then that job they took in. They just took in my resume. I got in for an interview and he liked my background and like I guess starting these businesses, and he thought that I needed to get behind a business before I started my own. And that's
Mm,
how that came about. Um, and I just started learning like the whole back end system of like what it actually looked like behind the scenes running
yeah.
a profitable e-commerce business.
That is so powerful, man. But let's go back into the Amazon FBA thing because that's pretty much probably what got you started. I didn't even know that you did Amazon FBA. Tell us a
Yeah.
little bit about that.
Oh, that was probably the dumbest decision that I've ever made.
That's
Um,
so funny.
well, I spent like $8,000 in inventory just because like I was like, all right, this product is gonna hit, and then it didn't hit at all.
What was
Yeah.
the product?
So it was something that you put in a car, like it was a tray holder, pretty much. So you could put food in there. You put the tray, attaches to like the cup holder. Yeah, I
Eight
ended up,
thousand dollars of inventory.
yeah,
That
because
is
I didn't know what I was doing. I was like,
Yeah.
fuck it, let me try it. What's up?
Did the inventory ever clear out?
Yeah.
Nice.
I just priced it super low, and I probably made back like between 2 to like 4,000. So I made a little bit back,
Okay.
but yeah, I just had to price it super low just to get rid of it.
So in your experience, what's the difference between Amazon FBA and high ticket dropshipping?
Yeah. This one, oh, I mean, definitely like I don't have to buy inventory. Like the barrier to entry is so low compared to Amazon FBA. Like FBA, you have to invest in that inventory. This one, I'm just telling the supplier, hey, let me sell your product,
Yeah.
and then handle fulfillment. Yeah.
It's kind of similar, right? Like you still be contacting brands.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. Um, my next question for you then is like where were you when you started? Were you like in your living room, like bedroom, or was it like coffee shop? Like where are you? Like how did that, like that flash moment? You ever watch Flash? Like with
Yeah.
Barry Allen, like had that flash point, like something had. Did you have something like that?
For
Like
high ticket drop shipping or
yeah, like you just like I'm
yeah,
doing this.
yeah, definitely. Like once I got to the point where like I was seeing the numbers that we're doing at my previous job, um, and they weren't holding inventory either. Like they were getting it from a distributor, and I was like, this guy is managing like the orders, and then my boss is like handling sales. I'm like, bro, this shit is not like it doesn't seem that hard to do, but I mean, it's hard. Don't get
Like
me
it's
wrong.
not rocket science
No,
though.
yeah, it's not rocket science. Um, And then one night I was just in my room. I started like doing more research on it, like high ticket drop shipping or like just drop shipping in general, like getting suppliers. And then that's where I found Trevor's video on it. Um, well, no. So I was searching videos and then I started to do my own store first.
Low
Um,
ticket, high ticket.
oh, high ticket.
Mm.
But then through that, facing many challenges, and then I saw Trevor's video, and then that's what led me to finding out about Peak Flow.
Wow. So
Yeah.
when you got introduced to Peak Flow, when you first came into community and program, what were some of your biggest bottlenecks or challenges that you were facing before the program?
Yeah. So before the program, I had no idea what I was doing in terms of like Google Ads because I knew how to set up the store. I set up the store. Um, I got suppliers, but then everything else was like I had no idea how to run. Fulfillment. No, I mean fulfillment wasn't that hard. I didn't really fulfill any orders, but I guess just the organization and the structure of it and that system, like with Trello and all that. But yeah, mainly the Google Ads because I spent around like $800 to $1,000 and only did $200 in sales from the time I was running it, like on my own. Yeah.
That experience with Trev and just having someone that's done it before you helps a lot, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. So once I got in, we took an audit of my site. I ended up changing my niche, and then once I changed my niche, that's when I started to run ads with the ad strategy that Trevor implemented, and it was like a crazy switch. My first 500 that I spent with the ad strategy and the new site, that got me 500. I mean, $500. That got me 20K in rev.
$500 for 20K rev.
Yeah, compared to when I initially started, I did 800. Let's say 800 between 1,000, in ad spend and only $200 in sales.
Like, how did that feeling feel?
Bro? And one of my first orders, one of the few orders was like a $8,000 order or close to it, and I was in the library. I was like helping the customer out. Oh my! And then I was driving back home. I saw that notification come up. I texted my family. I was like, "Yo, whatever you guys want."
Dinner's on me. Dinner's on me, fellas. We're rating today.
Yeah, but it was crazy. It was just like I don't know. It was just a crazy experience because everything happened so quick. When I got in, I was like, all right, let me change niches, and then immediately once I started to run ads, I noticed like the effect.
Yeah, that's crazy. I wanted to add, like, for most people that don't do high ticket dropshipping, $500 in ad spend for 20K back is like, it seems like a scam.
Yeah.
Quite honestly, it just sounds so unreal, but this is like the results you can see with high ticket, just targeting people at the very bottom of the funnel.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly.
So I guess the ads were like the biggest help for you, but I guess what else do you think were like the most valuable like components of the program that helped you overcome? Because I remember like when you first came in, like I remember your store, like it's very 2020. Like I remember exactly what it looked like,
Yeah.
and it doesn't look like what it looks like now.
Mhm.
I guess what other components of the program helped you, kind of get to the next level in your store?
Yeah, definitely the one-on-one and the personalized help. Like once I invested into that, it's like, all right, it's game time. Like let's do it.
Game time.
Yeah. And then when you have that one-on-one like mentorship or personalized mentorship, there's something that's like in the back of my head, like, all right, I gotta if I say I'm gonna do this, I gotta do it. So there's like a form of accountability there. Um and yeah, that helped a lot. Being able to like just have access to you, ask you like whatever questions I needed on the spot. That was a big help. Yeah. And even the calls too. Like in the calls, we'd go into the ad account, into the store, and tell me exactly like what I should do or what I need to do, to make changes in the site. And yeah, that's like I don't know. That was definitely like the biggest help, I would say.
Yeah, I agree because like a lot of times you can just watch the videos and like we do have modules now where it's like over the shoulder Google Ads,
Yeah.
but every single store niche supplier is different.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you're not going to get exactly what you see in the video. So that's why like getting the over the shoulder Google ads is like very crucial. Just,
Yeah.
because I'm sure, most people, like if you have some sort of business experience, you can launch the ads and get some sort of success, but it's going to dwindle down eventually when you don't have like clear direction of what to do with the ads.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think I could have gotten to where I am now, but it would have taken me way longer. Like having you there on my side, like accelerated that time frame or that timeline of me getting to like where I needed to be.
I
Yeah.
guess, where are you at now with your store? Like, are you taking the calls for your store? Like, do you have VAs? Like, kind of like where's your store currently at?
Yeah. One of my personal biggest like bottlenecks is trying to let go of control. So right now I'm handling all the sales calls. I kind of enjoy it, to be honest. Because like I am doing it like full time. Um and it's nice when I get a call and I'm able to convert them. But I do have someone managing like the product uploading. Right now I'm currently in the process of like building my systems and automating everything a bit more. Um in order to like just help with the delegation, because I think that's my biggest bottleneck, just to like scaling further.
Okay, gotcha. I guess in terms of scaling for like what what revenue number are you currently at your all-time high, and where do you want to be at in the next 6 months with your store?
Yeah, no, good question. So right now I'm anywhere between 60 to 80K a month, depending on how much I spend on ad spend. Part of my niche is unfortunately seasonal. So like the winter months were a bit slower, like more towards like the 60K a month.
Mhm.
Um, but things are picking back up now. And what I've been focusing mainly this year has been like just profitability. Because one of my best months last year when I did around like 80K, my profits weren't as good or as good as I wanted to because I spent so much. So this month I spent around 1 point a little less than 1.1K and the month isn't finished, but I'm at 55K in rev.
Yeah.
So my profitability is like amazing, which I'm like been dialing in on. Um, and then the next few months coming up, I'm going to be scaling further, but with keeping that profitability in mind, and then hopefully hit the 100K months really with the profitability that I want.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I definitely I could have hit 100 K for sure if I just put so much money ad spend, but I need this to be profitable. Yeah.
Yeah, like a few weeks ago, I was in New York, and the biggest lesson I learned is
Say it.
revenue is vanity,
Yeah,
profit
I was gonna
is
say it.
sanity.
Revenue is vanity,
So
profit is sanity is so real. It was the fucking lesson I learned, bro. Like crazy, and that's business. So that's really
yeah,
I
yeah.
love it.
Yeah. Yeah, great goals with the store. I guess my last like final question. What would you say to the people that are like outside? Maybe they aren't aware of high ticket ecom, or maybe they are, and they're just like sitting on the sidelines thinking if they should join or not. What advice would you give to them if they are considering like peak flow and then like the community overall?
Yeah. Um, you got to get started. That's really the thing because a lot of people like to wait and figure things out later or wait until like they know exactly like what to do, but you won't really know unless you actually put yourself like in the fire um and just figure it out along the way. So definitely that, and also to um really like focus on like think of it as an investment. I don't want people to think that all right, they're gonna come in here and it's gonna be like, oh, I build a website, I put money into this, and then automatically I'm gonna start getting sales.
Mhm.
Uh, like it's not as easy as that. I wish it could be. So kind of think of this as an investment into like just building the skills of creating that foundation, right? Because you guys have the foundation of setting up the back end at least, and then being able to have leads come in and then convert. But that whole process it takes time to understand because I know with like everyone and even myself, just learning how to um, take in the information and like for it to understand in people's head, it's different for everyone. But yeah, and I think me coming in and like seeing this as an investment and really just I guess coming in from that perspective has helped me to like get past all like the challenges that I've been facing um through
Mhm.
this. Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's business. Like in business, you're always gonna have obstacles. You're always gonna have challenges. But at the end of the day, you just got to figure it out.
I love
Yeah,
that.
as business owners, you have to think in the mindset of like, how can I get this done versus why can I not get it done? It's like you always have to find a reason around or an obstacle around the problem. Um, and that's just business in general. You have to solve problems. That's what we're getting paid for, solving problems.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I guess like I'm just curious as well. Like I know other programs might have, it's similar. Like high ticket ecom is very straightforward, but I guess one thing that separates us from other programs is like peak flow CRM. How much of an impact do you think that kind of like helped your store? Because I know that is something that's just exclusive to our members in
Yeah,
terms of like stores.
yeah. Oh my God, that's been a lifesaver. Just to like learn how to handle leads, learning how to handle leads, and then just even like having a system to follow up. Because with my previous job, they didn't have a CRM, and and after like comparing, my like what I do now with the leads and my nurturing and all of that, comparing it to like what I did in my job before. My previous job, we were doing around like 100, 150K a month. If they had a CRM like Peakflow, easily could have been doing like 250, 300 a month. Um, but yeah, just having that lead flow, just being able to be like, all right, I gotta call this lead. Like this is part of my task for the
Exactly.
day. It
Exactly.
just keeps everything so organized. Because I don't know, with this business, your leads, there's not gonna be leads that always convert right away. Like I've
Mhm.
had leads that converted after like 3 months because they were waiting. They were just shopping around 3 months ago. But I give them a call, I follow back up with them, and it ends up converting. So super important. Yeah. Like, oh, it's worth it. That's like one thing that I think you guys have also like dialed in on. Is just like handling leads and like well one getting leads, acquiring leads, but then being able to like have the sales system like down packed.
Yeah, because anyone can run ads, but without a sales system, then you're just leaking money. It's
Yeah,
like pouring
Literally.
water in a bucket and it just has holes at the bottom, so you're just leaking money.
yeah.
That's really how it is without a sales system. Yeah, I guess that was like my final question. Marcus, anything else
I wanted to
to?
actually add, just while we're still on the Peak Flow CRM and talking about other programs, just curious in your perspective, and just feel free to be as completely honest as possible. Like, what would you say makes Peak Flow different from other high ticket dropshipping programs? Is it just the CRM alone? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, good question. um I would definitely say um just the personalized help, because all the other like high ticket dropshipping programs, um a lot of it is either like group coaching, like only, or just a course. But really the one-on-one is something that's been probably like the most valuable, or like one of the most valuable things, and it's been like the best investment because you're paying money, and when you're paying money, that's when things have to really you just got to get shit done. I'm not gonna invest this amount of money and then not do anything, right?
Right.
So I think definitely just having that option there is huge.
Community. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Yo, thanks so much for your time, man. Really appreciate you. Let's play some ball soon. We're from New York. We love ball, but yo, guys, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. If you guys are interested in a one-on-one, check out the links in the description. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah.